All right, so to make this very unique and very delicious avocado toast, the first thing you're gonna need is some good bread. Now, if you start off with some good bread, everything else after that is much easier. The bread makes the difference. You could use sourdough, or you could do what I did. I got some of this beautiful bread from Avocado. This one is like a Parmesan and herb Johnny cake. Oh my. I'm gonna take this bread and cut this into, let's say we slice this into 3. Right? Because I got 3 people here and I don't have to beat nobody up today. Okay, there you go. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Now your bread don't have to be this sexy. Your bread doesn't have to have all this stuff going on. You can have some more boring bread on Valentine's. that's what some of y'all got for true. Okay, so what you're gonna do, I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil. This is some olive, and I'm gonna toast it. Now I could toast it with butter. I could toast this in a toaster, but no, I'm fancy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this. I have to treat this bread with respect because this bread earned it by being so good, so delicious. All right. And if, you know, like I said, you don't have to go for the overachieving bread. You could go right to your neighborhood bakery. Get yourself some good bread. But you want to have a base for all of the other things that you're going to put in there. Now, let me turn that fire down a little, because I'm going to let this toast, and then I'm going to flip it. And while that is going on, I'll take this stuff and eat it. All right, so a little bit of mayo. So in this, let me show you what I have. This is some lobster that I pinched and minced. You know, everybody know how to do that, right? You could either just boil it in some salted water, about 15 minutes, depending on the time of the lobster, but you just boil it until it gets done, until, you know, all the shell and everything start to change color. And then you could take it out, cool it, and then pinch it, right? Or you could do what I did. I put mine in a steamer. I put it in a bamboo steamer. I cut them in half, put them in the steamer, cover that up, put that over a pot and let it steam. You could get one of these like at any one of those like Asian stores. And I did that primarily because what I want is, I wanted all of the lobster to retain its flavor. Because if I boil it, then some of the flavor is gonna be in the water. So the liquid is gonna have a nice little lobster taste, but I didn't want any of the lobster taste in the liquid. I wanted it in my salad, because I'm making some lobster salad with it to go on the avocado toast. So since this is kind of brunchish, gonna get some brunch flavors in there. So in here you have some onions, some sweet pepper, and celery. Oh, okay. It's kind of full. Let me just take a peep. Just make sure. Ooh. Okay. And this is toasting up perfectly. You see this? Yeah. This is how I like my bread. Nice and almost mulatto looking. Getting a little tan coming on there. I'll turn that off. Because of the heat in the pan, it's going to continue to sizzle. But all I want is for that to develop a little bit of color. Okay, the onions, onion, celery, bell pepper in there. A little bit of this Bahamian pepper sour situation. There's some lemony flavor inside there. I got a little green tomato that I picked off the tree in the back of the yard. I'm gonna also add that to my salad. Let's mix that in. And I could use one or two things. I could use a little bit of this salt and pepper, but I'm not gonna use that. Why? Because I have bird pepper. Some people call it finger pepper, bird pepper. I want the heat inside there. because once you get a little bit of heat inside there, then that would encourage your significant other to have a drink. And drinking, eating, and being merry. That's what that day is gonna look like. I'm gonna chop that last little piece. Get that in there. Now, what you wanna do, I'm gonna use a little bit of this Lawis. I'm gonna sprinkle that in there. And now, I'll toss. And I want it to be nice and light and clean. I don't want it to be heavy, but I want the flavors to be beautiful, and I don't want it to be overly overpowered by anything. So the mayo is there to kind of keep it together. The lemon pepper, the flavor from the spices, the seasonings, and everything like that. Take a look. All right, so moving right along with the swiftness, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take some of our beautiful bread, because it is beautiful. Get the bread in there, bread number 1. Big bread number 2. Now this is enough for both of you. Remember what I was saying, no big backing on Valentine's, okay? You gotta take it easy.
Avocado.
There's a couple ways that we can work this. So let's cut it open. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, avocado. Okay, gonna give it a little shave and shape up. All right, put some in there. Ooh. Okay, I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. Good. And mash this on the side. Okay. So this is gonna be simply mashed. What I'm gonna add to that is some drum roll. Okay, a little touch of lime. So a little touch of lime. That's to stop the oxidation. I don't want it to turn brown. You could use a little bit of the same seasoning, or you could use some salt and pepper. I use a little bit of that. And I like the taste for some reason of, you know what? Put a piece of jalapeno in that. Because I could have put some cracked black pepper in it, but nah. A little bit of jalapeno. So you can make it almost like some of the similar flavors you would have in some good guac. Still tastes like this need a little bit more salt. So we got a little salt and pepper blend now. Alright, so give this a final little stir. So then I'm gonna go ahead and add this to our beautiful bread. Okay. So what I'm gonna do with this one, I'm gonna take a little bit of this cherry tomato. So we have some cherry tomato, and then I'm gonna cut a little bit more of this jalapeno. And what you can do is this. You take some of the jalapeno. I can put some of that there. I would say put 3 pieces. And then you can take some of this tomato. You get some tomato on there. And then you have a little bit of this microgreens because we got a big budget. Hit that with a little bit of lemon juice. And then the microgreens we're also gonna put on this one. Right? Okay. And then for the one in the back, you see how nice and big and fat and buffy and delicious looking that is? All right, so then the one that's in the back, that one, what I'm gonna do, so I'm going to add the lobster salad. Okay, so we have our minced lobster on this one in the back. And also, if you want, you can start that with a little bit of the jalapeno. Got one more piece of tomato left here. Really? And then you can add a little bit of your beautiful microgreens. Of course, I get these from Bluefield Farms. There's some good people there. And now, give that a little toss. Add a little bit of those micros to the back. And move this stuff out of the way. And look at that. Look. And this is the beauty of having a nice big fat bread. Because if you got a nice big fat juicy bread like that, it makes the avocado toast look insanely delicious.